And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fresh Air Podcast, man. It is Money Monday. We're going to be talking about the big, beautiful bill and how to build wealth during this administration. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
All right, and we're live. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fresh Air Podcast, man. Regular edition. It's Money Monday, guys. And we got a banger for you guys today. We got Steve on the line. He's actually coming in via Zoom remotely. And we're going to be talking about the big, beautiful bill and how to capitalize on this, given that Trump's going to be in office the next couple of years, and how a lot of you guys can kind of use this to your advantage. Because, you know, as with the first administration, there are a bunch of benefits that came out, especially to people that are more entrepreneurial minded, that you can take advantage of that a lot of people don't know. Now, you know, quick little background on this bill. This bill was passed, maybe I think a month or two ago. And the bill is very comprehensive. It covers everything from border security to fighting crime to, reforms when it comes to the welfare system, a whole bunch of stuff. But there was a bunch of stuff in there from a tax perspective that can help a lot of you guys out if you decide that you want to, start a business or start investing in certain assets, etc. Steve's went through the bill, knows it pretty well, and he's found a couple of things that, I think we should bring to your guys' attention that you can utilize to kind of leverage, yourself here to make some more money during this administration. As you guys know, last time Trump was in, it was a good time to be an entrepreneur. Then Biden came and messed a lot of that stuff up. But now he's back in office, and we can definitely use some of this new legislation to your advantage. We got Steve in. For those of you that don't know Steve, he is our accountant. But Steve, I'll let you kind of take it from here and introduce yourself to the people real quick.
Hi, guys. Hey, thanks for having me back on. I've been doing your guys' taxes for, I don't even know how long, at least 5-6 years since you guys started the show.
Yep.
So today's a big day. I don't know if, a lot of your listeners have a LLC partnership or a S corporation. They had to file it if they extended today. So today was a big day. We were pretty busy at the office doing some last minute returns. And the thing to know about that is if you didn't file today and you're an S-Corp, you get penalized basically for not filing. Even though you may not have owed taxes, just for not filing it, you're going to get filed. And it's pretty substantial. I've had taxpayers that, missed the deadline, come in the next year and say, I didn't file my taxes for last year. And then they wind up getting hit, with a couple $1,000 penalty because it's like $245 per partner or per shareholder on that S-Corp per month. So if you were supposed to file it September, you don't file it for 6 months, you could do the math on that. That's like $250 per month, and it adds up pretty substantially. So I have a way, if it's a first-time offender and they did it the first time, whatever, we'll do a first-time waiver for them. And a lot of times the IRS will, forgive that. But if, it's a second year that they're, doing that, then, the IRS says, hey, we'll give you one mulligan, but you don't get it, this year. But yeah, so like, as you mentioned, this one big, beautiful bill that Trump passed with Congress a few months ago, is actually July 4th, it got passed. There is, a lot of sections in there, but there's a section there that's pretty good for the new tax updates. So basically, 2017 was the last major bill that we had, and a lot of those tax provisions in that bill were set to expire this year in 2024, or 2025, I should say. So a lot of them got updated. So for general knowledge purposes, the tax rates in 2017 were dropped about 1 to 3% across the board for all different types of taxes and tax brackets. That's going to remain. That's the good news. The other good news is for small businesses, and the reason why I'm talking about small businesses, not only because it's what we focus on, but you got to remember more than 90% of business in the U.S. is small business. That's pretty much what our GDP is comprised of. nearly 50% of the people in our country are employed by small private businesses. So that's pretty substantial. 61 million people is pretty big. So
The
this is
second
important
biggest
stuff, that
employer
we should be
after the
aware
government,
of.
right? Is the
I'm
second.
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Small businesses are probably the second biggest employer after the federal government, right?
Yeah, 46%.
Okay.
40%, nearly 50% of our, and 61 million people are employed, through that. So, and it's nearly 50% of our GDP. 70% of our tax revenue that the government, the IRS collects comes from small businesses. So it behooves us to pay attention to these laws. If you're a small business owner, you don't have to know everything through and through. Just get a good CPA that, can walk you through it, and it can work with you, such as you guys, work with me and just keep you updated on those things. It pays to have, a knowledgeable tax guy. Don't try to go it alone when you get a business. Just pay the money, because you're going to save more in taxes than you are, trying to keep up with the tax laws and trying to do the forms yourself, and the opportunity to take advantage of the tax laws and the code. Leave it to a professional. It really pays to get somebody that knows what they're doing.
So no TurboTax.
I'm sorry, say that again.
No
Fresh?
TurboTax.
No TurboTax. Yeah, oh my God, I couldn't tell you how many times we got people coming in trying to do their business taxes. It's one thing if you got a W-2 and maybe a couple, maybe a couple of W-2s at the most, yeah, just use, that's fine. TurboTax is fine, or H&R Block or whatever, but once you get into doing, having your own business, you're going to want somebody to help you out, get your books straight, keep a separate bank account for your business so you could track your income and your expenses. Just wanted to add that in there. But yeah, so this bill, I wanted to go over maybe like 4 major things for you guys, and then could open it up to maybe look at a Q&A.
So guys, so we're gonna go over this stuff, and then we'll cover the basics, and then obviously we'll open it up for Q&A so that you guys can ask whatever questions. We're gonna open up the phone lines for you guys as well, and take super chats in. So you got our accountant on the line, guys. We're gonna bring Steve on more often for these Money Mondays. I think that can provide you guys an enormous amount of value, answer a lot of your questions. Steve also has a pretty good background in real estate investing, fixing and flipping, a bunch of different stuff. So accounting isn't his only expertise, guys. So
also he can guide you on what to buy for your business legally to reduce taxes, and there's a lot for you. Because the more money you keep, the better. So
we're gonna have Steve on these a lot more, guys, to give you guys even more value and have a tax professional on almost every one of these calls. So we got y'all, man. I told you guys we're gonna obviously increase the value and give you guys more, and that's what we're gonna do. And go ahead, Steve, take it away.
Yeah, so I wanted to add, so tell your guys, and I'll put it in the chat too, that on my Instagram, I haven't been active, probably over the past year. I've been involved with some personal stuff, which you guys are aware of, but so I've kind of dropped off a little bit, but I'm going to start posting more content on there. And if you go onto my Instagram, go in there. I have a lot of free resources in there for you. I got a calculator for you guys that you guys can go in there and see, like, hey, if I started my own subchapter S corporation, I have a calculator in there. It's pretty simple. You fill out like 3 or 4 pieces of information, and you could find out pretty accurately, it's not going to be precise, but pretty accurately, how much of a tax savings you would have by forming your own LLC and converting it to an S-Corp. I have very inexpensive guys on there. You can do a call with me, either a 30-minute call or 60-minute call on there, but there are some free guides in there. So I would invite everybody to go on there, join my page. I'm going to be producing more content on there. A lot of times I try to do my best to answer DMs for people that, ask me a question through there, similar to this Q&A. So just feel free, to go on there and, see what resources that you need on there. So just kind of diving into this new bill, or this updated bill. One of the big things that we were nervous about, including myself, because I'm set up as an S corp too. You guys are both S corps as well.
Yeah.
So this hits home. There was a 20% deduction. So for instance, if you had on your S corp $100,000 profit, we were getting what's called a QBI. That's a qualified business income tax deduction of 20%. So if you had $100,000 profit, you would deduct 20% of that. So you would only have to report an $80,000 profit on your tax return and pay tax on the $80,000. So that was set to expire. That got renewed, and that's going to be a permanent. He made it. Trump made it permanent. So that's like
Good stuff.
That's like big. Yeah, that's big. And that only started with him in 2017, and then now that's going to be so that's a huge deduction. 20% right off the top is huge.
See, what about the weight limit for cars? For example, the deduction from cars.
Well, I'm getting there. I'll get to that.
Awesome.
I'm going to get to that's going to be one of the things I'm going to cover. Yeah, and that you guys are going to like this too. Oh, and excuse me, I misspoke. It's not 20. Not only is it going to get renewed, it's not 20%. It jumped up to 23%. So yeah, I misspoke there. So that's going to be one of the big ones there. Now going into the Section 179, what the heck is that, right? So when you have a business and you buy assets, let's say you were a content creator and you buy computers, you buy cameras, you buy lighting and so forth. We have what's called typically you would depreciate that. What is that? Well, you take the useful life of that equipment. Maybe it's 5 years, maybe it's 7 years, and you would take, if it's a $10,000 piece of equipment, or let's say it's $5,000 piece of equipment, you would depreciate that over 5 years. So you only get a $1,000 deduction for every year for the next 5 years. Well, Section 179, you could, as long as it's used in your business for over 50%, you could deduct 100% of that. Whatever the cost of that is, as long as it's used for business. And so that went from small businesses, which, I know it's a big number and it's still considered small business in the eyes of the U.S., but we had a cap of up to $1.25 million of any type of business equipment that you would buy that you could expense 100% of immediately. That went up now to $2.5 million. They doubled the cap on it. So that's major. And of course with inflation, the price of everything has gone up. So that's only appropriate, I think.
So if people want to buy equipment, or they were looking at getting something more expensive, higher end or whatever, they can probably do that over the next couple of years.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So that's jumped up to cap. So I know a lot of businesses aren't going to be in that, including myself. I'm not in that category where I'm going to need that much equipment, but there are businesses, there are construction companies that they need to buy heavy truck equipment,
brick and mortar companies that still operate a storefront and stuff like that. So that allows them to buy more inventory.
Correct. And that adds up. It adds up very quick. So that's another one as well. Another one is the interest deduction for loans. So if you have, let's say, a small business administration loan, a lot of people do have those, and I see that a lot in my line of work. Although the rate right now is not the greatest, hopefully we're going to see the rates, maybe at the tail end here, this next couple of meetings we have here, they're going to drop down a little bit. So it's not ideal right now to get the SBA because the prime plus 2 typically is kind of high right now for that. But at any rate, the deduction for the interest, they used to have a 30% cap on it, based on your taxable income that you were spinning off. You can only deduct up to 30% of that. Now you could just deduct 100%. So that's a new one as well. Another one is going to be, getting back to what Fresh was talking about, is the vehicles. So now what we have, if you have a vehicle over 6,000 pounds, there was this thing called bonus depreciation, right? What is bonus depreciation? Well, that started in 2017. And in 2017, it was 100% bonus depreciation. So if you bought a vehicle that was over 6,000 pounds, you could deduct, if it was used for business, you could deduct 100% of it. And then in 2018, that went down to 80% and so on and so forth. So that was set to, I think we're at 40% now. That was set to sunset, meaning that was going to expire. It's going to go 100, 80, 60, 40, 20, 0. Well, what they did now for next year, for 2025, they jacked it back up to 100%. So for 25, 26, and 27, it's 100%, 100%, 100% for the next 3 years. So
let's go. So that's a huge one. Just to add to your point here, Steve, if you get a car now, it's on a discount price. Prices are really down on cars. Values have lowered. So you get a car over 6,000 pounds, and you add in depreciation, you could win really big on cars now. So that's really W.
So would it be fair to say, because obviously we've been talking about the car market being trash and, for a very long time now, would that be, I guess, the only situation where buying a car would make sense now? is if you have a business and is 6,000 pounds
That helps a lot, 100%.
financially at this point.
Yeah, it helps. You know, and I'm in Florida here, so we got a ton of construction. So this applies. I got, these owners are buying a new, huge heavy duty truck every year, heavy duty equipment. So
For truckers as well.
Yeah. So this,
because we've been doing a couple of episodes, and the reason why I say this is because we've done a couple of episodes on like the car market and how it's a really bad idea to buy a brand new car nowadays or purchase cars in general. But it seems to me, based off what you're saying with this, bonus depreciation, it making a comeback, it seems as though if you're buying one of the few exceptions is if you're buying a car for a business over 6,000 pounds, then it can financially make a good amount of sense to purchase it.
Yeah, so let's say it's easy to get to $250,000 profit these days on an S-Corp, and you're flowing that through. Let's say you have, you buy a truck, $100,000, that you're basically, cutting your profit almost in half.
And not only that, it's the purchase price, right, Steve? Not what you actually put down.
Correct.
So that's really important for the audience to know too. It's based off the purchase price, guys, not what you put down.
And let's say you're at almost like a 30% tax rate. So you could do the math. That's a $30,000 deduction in your taxes that you're just basically taking that 30,000 that you would have paid on your taxes and you're putting it towards the car. So it's really costing you, let's say, 70,000. In essence, it's costing you instead of paying it to Uncle Sam, you're putting it to use for you. So yeah, that's a big one.
And if they cut rates this Wednesday, like they should, you're gonna get way better rates for your loans, and of course, prices will go up. So if you use that to your advantage, wait to buy a car. Then for business, if you're a business savvy person like someone in finance, for example, someone that does like a lot of meetings, get yourself a G-Wagon for a really good price, and of course, with the rates being lowered, it should be better for you as a business as well. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of people just tight. Nobody's spending money, like you said. The car market it's kind of like the same thing with the real estate market. Inventory is going up. Things are slow. So I think this guy's got to lower the rates here because it's got to get something stimulated in the economy before too long. So
yeah,
hopefully that's what we're looking at.
Cool.
Going back to today. So today's the 15th of September. Mm-hmm. So what happens is back in March 15th was when the partnerships and the S corporations were due, right? So a lot of times people don't have their stuff ready, so we put them on extension. You get an automatic 6-month extension. Well, that's today. They're supposed to file. Like I said, if you didn't file today, you're going to get penalized. But I have a hack. I'll have a hack that I'll share with your listeners, and I will share this with everybody. Including most of my clients, but I have a hack. So, because I don't share this with my clients because I don't want them to know because I want to get their taxes done. I don't want their taxes to go out, another 6 months. And so what I do is, and this is for special occasions, we file a 0 tax return just to get it in, and then we'll go back and we'll do an amended. So that eliminates. So I'll go in. So I figured this out a couple of years ago. I was talking to my sister. Why the F are we like killing ourselves? So just file it. What happens if we do a 0 return? Well, it worked. It's not illegal either. So so we filed. We probably did like maybe 4 or 5 of them today because either we couldn't get a hold of the tax guy or they're like, oh my God, something, maybe they were sick or something happened. So we went and just filed a 0 return, and then in a few weeks or whatever, when I get their stuff, I'll go in and I'll just file and amend it, and it's all electronic. It's done, pretty easily. So I just do a 0 return just to get it in on the IRS, and then they're exempt from the penalty. So that's a little hack I'll share with your listeners. But like I said, I don't like to tell all my clients this because everybody will probably be taking advantage of it.
It's pretty good though.
There you go. Yeah. Nice little tip for people right there. Sauce. Okay. What else? Is there anything else you wanted to cover?
I thought that was kind of the major thing.
Steve, can I one more thing as well?
I have one last thing. I'm sorry. One last thing. Good. I know probably a predominant portion of your listeners are in Florida as well as we are, and I'm as well. So for the 2 hurricanes last year, there was some relief. So if it's an extension of time to file, not extension of time to pay, right? So I had some people that had to pay today. And, of course, they were a little late. But what I did was I was able to waive some of their penalties using the, Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton. But you got to check your zip code. So you check your zip code, see if you're in the, declared disaster area, and there is some waiver that you can get. It's a little bit different on some different types of taxes, but you can waive some of the penalties if you paid late.
All right. Wow. Okay. So what we'll do, guys, is we're going to open up the phone lines for you.
Yep.
And while we open up the phone lines, Steve, can you quickly recap the three things or the things that you had mentioned real quick for those that are just joining in the stream of how people could take advantage of this big, beautiful bill from a financial perspective?
Sure. So the first major thing that we were going to talk about was the qualified business income deduction. That was set to expire for the past since 2017. We were able to deduct 20%. So if you made $100,000, you take 20% right off the top, and you only report 80,000 on your business income, and you pay taxes on the 80,000. That is set to not only renew but also go from 20% to 23%. So we're gonna jump up. So that's a great deduction. The other one is the Section 179 deduction. Like I said, most business assets that you buy, you have to depreciate them over time. So if you got a $10,000 piece of equipment and it's 5 years, you would deduct $2,000 every year for the next 5 years. Using Section 179 expense, you could deduct the full amount of it, and then now the full amount in that year of purchase.
Nice.
And then that went from you could only buy up to $1.25 million worth of equipment. Now they doubled it, so it's $2.5 million now for any small businesses that are in that league.
Awesome.
And then the other one was the loan interest. So that went we were capping it at 30% of your taxable income, basically, for the business. Now you can deduct the full amount 100%. There's no cap on it. And that's going to be permanent. And then the general rates that were at 2017, they went down, across the board, pretty much around 1 to 3%. Those are going to stay in place now for 25 going forward until probably 2027. What was the other one? I think I'm missing one.
Car?
Refresh my memory, guys. Oh, the bonus depreciation. So that was set to sunset and go to zero. So specifically for cars over 6,000 pounds, we could deduct 100%. So starting in 25, so for 25, 26, and 27, the next 3 years, you can deduct 100% of that vehicle.
Steve, you know what's funny, bro? A lot of the entrepreneurs here in Miami, the young guys, bought LMAO trucks thinking, oh, I'm going to write off this car 100%, 40%, whatever. And to their disappointment, it's only weighing in at 4,800 pounds. Oh. So they lost all that depreciation.
Yes, and it's a luxury too. They got luxury limits on top of this. So you're looking at, so
guys, buy a G-Wagon if you're going to buy a luxury car to fit that mold. That's a classic car. Barely any issues. Get older one, 22.
But they need to have a business too, right? Like they can't be like business. Some fucking
Yeah, you want of course it's got to be a legitimate business. Some
of these idiots are going to be like, oh, I'm going to buy this and write it off, even though I don't even have a business, right? It's like, what the hell?
Correct.
So,
oh man.
All right, cool. So,
and I think the last thing was today's the last day to file your S corporation return or your partnership return. So it's 1120S is the form, and then the 1065 is the partnership. That was today. If you extended in March. And again, I was telling you guys that there's a penalty if you don't do it today. There's a penalty. What you can do is file a zero. That's what we were doing. But I don't. You got till midnight tonight to do it. So I don't even know. I mean, a lot of these guys are a little bit late to the party here. So, but if you have somebody that has access to file your return electronically, all you really need is the name of your business, the EIN, the address, and then your social security number, name, and address, and that's pretty much all you need to put on there.
Real quick, because we got an idiot in the chat saying new BMW X5 is 4,300 pounds. You can write 85% off. No, you can't. It's got to be 6,000 pounds to even qualify it, dumbass. Bro, guys, pay attention to the stream, please. Guys like this pushing out this disinformation can really get some of y'all messed up. Because somebody might go ahead and buy a BMW X5 thinking that they can, write that off, and they can't. It's got to be 6,000 pounds bare minimum, right, Steve?
Yeah, that's a luxury car, too, as well.
Also, Alex, Lamborghini makes Lamborghini trucks, the Uruses.
Yeah.
That's what they call them.
So,
that's the lingo, brother.
Can you explain the luxury thing real quick, Steve?
Yeah, there's luxury limits. So it's pretty much around you're not going to get more than the $28,000 on a particular vehicle. just because of the limits. It's gonna force you to use the 5-year on it. So
Okay, so if the car is
if it's
over a
under
certain price
6,000,
point, okay.
if it's under 6,000,
Okay, so if it's under 6,000, you can't depreciate the full amount up front.
right? So that you let the G-Wagon, the G-Wagon's over 6,000, so it's considered heavy duty, heavy equipment. It's considered like a heavy piece of equipment. So that's the threshold is the $6,000, even though it is a luxury car, right?
Look,
It's
I'm going to
heavier.
say this, Steve. If you want a car that fits all the molds, business, looks, girls, and tax write-offs, G-Wagon is number one. Hands down, bro.
In my opinion, yes, I totally agree with that.
Yep.
I have a lot of like that. I put a lot of my doctors into that.
Okay.
Yep.
So, but it does. So, for you to get the upfront depreciation, 5 years upfront, it needs to be £6,000.
To get the bonus depreciation,
Yeah.
£6,000. Yeah, and you write off 100%. So for 25, 26, 27, that's the way to go, in my opinion.
All right. Fair.
That's superior. That's the superior way to go to do it.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and open up the phone lines and answer some questions because I'm sure people have questions here on a bunch of different stuff. And guys, it doesn't have to be limited to the big beautiful bills. Tax benefits. It could be literally anything.
Yeah. So I mean,
financial.
for any new listeners, I have background in real estate, so I've flipped
Yeah,
a lot of
fine,
properties, rented properties, bought commercial properties, extensive family experience.
You are connected as the host.
And that's
Welcome,
just the phone lines
host.
that's opening.
You are
up.
now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
I also owned a large, portable X-ray company in the state of Florida. I sold to a national. We did ultrasound. We did EKG. Did that for like 10 years. I'm an entrepreneur. And I've had my own CPA practice for, I've been doing this for, I'm aging myself here, close to 30 years.
Nice. Okay, guys. So we got the phone lines open. You guys know the rules. The phone number to call into the show, 646-490-0394. Again, that number is 646-490-0394. Call into the show. If you guys want to cut the line, send in a super chat, fnfsuperchat.com, or you can rumble rant or, I guess maybe gift a sub on Kick.
Yep.
Gift subs on Kick and then put the last 4 digits of your number. And we will bring you to the front of the line. So however you guys want to get involved with the show and cut the line, those are the multiple ways. fnfsuperchat.com, gift a sub on Kick, or rumble rant in and put the last 4 digits of your number and you'll cut the queue and be able to get your question answered.
And Castle Club.
And Castle Club as well. Castle Club guys are going to be prioritized as well for you guys if you guys want to donate on Castle Club. Castle Club is actually going to be first priority for questions. So go ahead, guys. You got Steve on the line with us. So
By the way,
anything
Steve
you guys want to ask?
is not cheap. He is definitely worth his weight in gold, and he's doing this for you guys Money Mondays out of love. So shout out to him.
All right. Ready for the first phone line?
Yep.
8033, you're up. 8033, you're up.
What's good, Martin? What's good, Fresh?
Yo.
What's up, Steve? This is the kid from Rochester that called last week.
All right.
Steve, I got a question for you because I'm going to school for accounting. So I'm looking to get my CPA, and with this whole AI thing and outsourcing to India, et cetera, do you think it's still worth it to just get my CPA, or should I try to get a minor in like data analytics as well with everything going to technology side of things?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's worth it. Yeah. I mean, I think there's still going to be a need for CPAs. I don't think AI is going to is going to get rid of everything because there's a lot of special procedures that need to be done that AI can't do. And you got to remember, there's many different fragmented systems that don't connect and speak to each other. So the data that you're going to have to collect is going to be from different databases that are not connected. And there's so many different industries with so many different databases that need to be, that they're going to have to be done by a human. So I think a lot of this is a little bit overkill. So I definitely I do not see a future where, in the foreseeable future, within the next 10 years at least, where they're going to outsource some CPAs. No, I don't believe that.
All right. And then one last thing. Thank you for that. Going through college, just how did you become as successful as you are now? Like, do you have any tips to become a successful CPA and really not just compete with people, but dominate the field?
Yeah, so I worked for KPMG right out of college, and I was lucky enough to do a rotation in audit, which I hated, by the way, but some people do like it. And then I did a rotation in tax, and I think that's for me where I felt that's where kind of like the bread and butter was for me going forward. So yeah, that's what I did. I got into the tax rotation, and so if you're going to work for you're going to get your CPA, work for a firm. I had another guy too. He was actually in my group too. He was a CPA up in New York too. I think he went with Deloitte and Touche, if I recall. And I told him, listen, don't let him pigeonhole you into just one area. Try to get a rotation in the tax department as well. Get exposed to that. So that would be my advice to you. Also, if if take a review course, pay the money for it. Whether it's a Becker or one of the other ones, do that as well. Don't just make it easy on yourself. And what college are you going to for it?
So I went to Morgan State, which is the HBCU, and that was a terrible school. So I came home, and then now I'm at SUNY, a SUNY school in New York. I don't want to
Which
be
one?
too specific because
Which SUNY school?
He doesn't want to say because
Brockport.
people are weird on the internet.
Yeah, he don't
He's
wanna
up
say.
north somewhere.
You don't want to say.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's valid.
Gotcha.
They're not gonna find me.
No, I went to RAT, so I was just curious. Yeah. So
Oh shit, for real?
yeah.
So that's dope. And the people in the comments that are saying the stupid AI thing, I guarantee they don't have a job that's paying over 70K. I don't know if you can see it, but they're just saying like AI is gonna take it. But yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
absolutely.
You were just
Yeah.
the guy that I was looking at. I was watching a video and you were giving some good pointers. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Myron. Thank you, Fresh. I hope you guys have a good night.
All right.
All right, Steve.
Cool.
Just to add on to that question real quick. If someone's doing CPA work and accounting work, would you recommend doing social media as a marketing strategy? For example, giving tips, people information.
Yeah, if they're hanging their own shingle.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to be, obviously that's kind of, to be an authority figure in the social media space is kind of where we're going towards.
Yeah.
As far as a marketing aspect is, you can't, you have to have some type of presence out there, I believe. So yeah, definitely.
All right.
Who's next?
Who's up next? Again, guys, number calling to the show is 646-490-0394. Oh, okay. You can either Rumble rant in, fnfsuperchat.com, gift the sub, whatever it may be, and put the last four digits of your number, and we'll get you in to ask a question. Who's up next?
5800, you are up. 5800, you are up.
Hey, my name is Ryder. I'm calling from Florida, from Jacksonville, Florida. So, Steve, a couple of years ago, I started an S-Corp, and my question is pretty simple and short. I don't plan to renew the S-Corp. Every year you have to pay renewal fees. I don't plan to renew it this year. So, am I still subject to those monthly penalties you talked about for not filing taxes for S-Corp if I just let it dissolve?
Okay, so there's no charge on the federal government. The IRS isn't charging to keep the S-Corp. It's going to be the state of Florida. So what you're talking about is the Department of State in Florida, which is better known as sunbiz.org. That's if you increase. Are you a Florida S-Corp?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So so that's the fee that they're just going to dissolve it on you if you don't pay the fee. So you'll get a notice saying that it's called administratively dissolved. They'll dissolve it. They'll take you out of the system. But what you have to do to get out of the IRS system is you have to file a final return, whether it's a zero return or whatever, because the IRS has no idea that you didn't pay your fee for the sunbiz, and they don't even care. Honestly, they just, they look at it from, you got an FEIN number, a federal employer identification number from us for your S-Corp, and, you're required to file. Have you ever filed?
No, I've never filed on behalf of my S-Corp. Never.
Okay, so then don't. So I'm assuming that, did you ever get a tax ID number from them?
I believe
So you probably never filed. That means you never filed the proper form to become an S corp, because there's a specific form you got to file for that. So basically,
I did. A couple of years back. I did file the IRS form to make my S corp official. It was years ago. So,
how many years ago? When was the last time you filed?
Back in 2020. But I'm a W-2 employee now. I always have been. So whenever I file taxes, when I do my 1040, that W-2 employees have to do, but I never did any special filing for my S corp because I never did any business. So.
Okay, so then here's what I'll tell you: don't do anything. Since it's 2020, you're past. Don't do anything. It's probably dead. Yeah, it's probably dead. Don't file now, because then you're going to get a notice saying you're late, and you're going to get the penalties and all that. And since you didn't have any activity on it, just let it die. Honestly, don't do anything.
Fair enough.
Sometimes thinking you're doing the right thing. Oh, let me file, and it just opens doors for the IRS to be. Oh, here we go. Otherwise you're not on their system. You're not on their radar. There's no information in there. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
You're not out there. Just let
funny,
it go.
It's funny because I'm a contractor, and the company I'm performing contract work is the IRS. So funny story. I appreciate the advice.
All right.
You got it. Yeah.
Let's get it to the next caller.
Thank
Again, guys, number to call into the show, 646-490-0394. That is number to call into the show. Ask any questions. We're basically giving a bunch of value today when it comes to the big, beautiful bill. Getting your taxes sorted, investing in real estate, crypto, whatever you guys got questions on, financial. It's Money Monday, man, just adding value. So
getting expert advice as well.
If you guys want to cut the line time, just put donate to the show, whether it's OSS CC Council Club, or on Rumble Rant or a Kick Sub, and then put the last four digits of your number. So we'll go to next. Who's next on the line?
1911. You're up.
All right, 1911. Go ahead. What is your question?
1911.
Hey, how's it going, you guys?
What's up? Hit us with the question.
Hey, so I have an S corp. My uncle was doing my taxes. He's my CPA, and he failed to file my taxes for 3 years for the business, and I just got smacked with $16,000 with the IRS.
3 years, bro? Yo, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's your family.
That's your family too.
That's your family too, nigga.
What the hell?
So you got an IRS notice for the S
He
corp?
fucked me pretty bad.
Hey, pause, nigga.
Yeah, I mean, every year he was saying. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
Every year he would say that they were filed, but then this year apparently he was saying, "Oh no, we just filed all three of them together." Last year. But at the beginning of this year, pretty much for all the last 3 years.
Wow.
Okay. Is it for your 1120S as corporation income tax return?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's just a failure to pay. It's the failure to file fees.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's two members under the S corp.
So give me the years and give me the amount for each year.
2021, 2022, 2023.
Okay.
I don't know the exact amounts, but it's like 5,100 and then like 5,300 and then like 5,600 for each year.
Okay, so one of those years you can get what's called an FTA waiver. FTA waiver. So DM me on my. I might even have a guide out there for it on my link tree in my Instagram. So I'm at seeing beyond the numbers, all one word. I think I have a guide out there to. Well, ask him. He should do that. It's called an FTA waiver. That's a first time abatement waiver. So you should get it on one of the years. So that I take about $5,000-$6,000 off there. And the other two,
and this is why
they won't let that go either.
Steve, what should people look for when they're hiring accountants? Like, clearly he trusted family. They got him in a bad position financially. What should people be looking for when they're trying to look for and or hire an accountant to avoid this?
I always tell people, whatever industry you're in, talk to guys around you, that have been doing it, doing the same thing that you're doing and have been doing it for a while. And ask them who they use, ask them if they're happy with that person, if the fees are reasonable, and if their guy is accessible. Like, when you have questions and I need something answered, I need help. Are they accessible? Do they call you back? Do they pay attention to you? Things like that. So I would always start there. That's kind of the best way to find a guy,
Recommendations.
You like guys that specialize in your industry. So that's the best way to find a guy, I do trucking. So talk to some other guys in the trucking. Hey, who do you use? Oh, you use Stan. Do you like Stan? Is he good? Okay, because that's how I get most of my business is through referral.
Steve, would you recommend not using family for the most part?
I don't like it, when it comes to business stuff, it all depends. I have family members, I do their stuff, so I don't have a problem. I treat them like everybody else. I make sure, they're just important as all my clients. But sometimes, you get family members and they're kind of like, I don't know if it's a matter of it was his fault or you gave him the stuff too late or he didn't get on you early. I don't know. I don't know all the specifics behind it. That's all I can say about that.
It's his fault. Can I add on to what you need to look for is the responsiveness. I just put too much trust in him because he was my uncle. Like now one of my cousins does my taxes, but like if I text him, he responds within like the hour. My uncle will take 3 to 4 days because he's just pushing me to the side, Even though I'm paying him,
he's probably too busy. Yeah, he's too busy. Yeah. Probably been doing it in a while. Yeah, you see a lot of guys. They get like that.
Yeah, dude. Just bro, you probably hired your uncle because you thought you could get a good price or some shit like that. Dude, just hire someone who's in your industry. Pay the money. Don't be a cheapskate.
But tell your cousin to do that. It's called FTA waiver. Write that down. And tell him to get on it. I might have it on my. Let me look it up on my. I think I have it on there. I think I put a guide out there.
So am I stuck with the other 2 years? My uncle took a power of attorney and said that he's gonna try to fight with the IRS or whatever.
They're not gonna. They'll let the one go. They're not going to do it. I know this already. They're going to let 1 year go. You're going to get the 1 year using this method, but let me get you the link tree. Hold on.
The other thing too, bro, is like people hire family to save money or whatever. Dude, just if you got a businessman, like just get an accountant that's really good at whatever. Because I agree with Steve that like going and finding an accounting in your niche is probably the best way to go because they're going to just understand certain things based on different types of businesses, things that you can write off, etc. So, yeah, bro, just people always fall for I'm going to use family or whatever. But as you can see here, he might have not been equipped. Maybe he was overwhelmed. Maybe you didn't pay him enough. Who knows? But yeah, dude, just always.
Also, to your point, they're vetted because someone's using them already.
Yeah.
And they're vetted, so that's good.
Yeah, just look into the FTA waiver. The other 2 years, it's going to be, listen, you can get all the 28, 48 power of attorney forms you want, and you're going to get some freaking, $7 an hour asshole on the phone. They're just going to go through the computer and, they're like bots, basically.
Steve, is he going to have to eat that $18K then, I guess?
Not the 18. I think he said it's about 5,500 each year. So yeah, about 11 grand of it. Yeah. I think you can get about $5,500 take that first year, the 20, I think it was 21. The 21 you can get waived fully. They're going to give you the mulligan on that.
So he's going to pay roughly, best case scenario, 10 to 11, yeah.
About 11, 12 grand, yeah.
So there you go. We just saved you $5,000 plus on a phone call,
on a free Money Monday call.
That's an automatic.
Pretty much.
That's an automatic mulligan you get. You don't have to. You just tell him, please write the letter.
Bro, we just saved $6,000.
You can chat GPT it, and I think chat GPT will write you a letter. I've done it before. Not now. You can just like chat GPT. I need a FTA waiver for this tax year for this amount. Here's my business name. Here's the tax ID number of it, and boom, it'll do it for you. And then you just scan in a picture of that 21 notice, and it'll write it pretty good for you. And just give it to your cousin, have him look it over, and then clean it up and send it out.
Damn.
Okay, and you said that was on your Instagram?
No, I checked it. It's not on there. But DM me, and then I'll give you the link to it.
Steve, how much do you charge for a call like this or per hour for your customers?
So I got it on there. I do, for a half an hour call, which you get a ton of value on there. I go through a lot of things, and it's not just all tax; it's some business advice stuff too. I think it was like $300 for half an hour, and I do 500 for an hour.
Yeah,
it's pretty
for,
good
for your
So
guys.
there you go.
That's a discount basically for you guys because, you got a lot of guys trying to level up and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
Good
there
stuff.
you go. So there you go, my friend. You made one phone call. You just saved almost $6,000. So let's move to the next caller,
I
bro.
appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, man. Get that FTA waiver, boom, right there, and at least knock out the first year, and then don't hire your cousin again or your uncle, whoever that was that fucked up.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. Who's up next?
No move.
4647, you are up.
All right. Again, guys, either Rumble Rant in, fnfsuperchat.com, or Castle Club, donate and put the last 4 digits of your number when we get on the line. Go ahead, caller.
4647.
Actually, no, we should start. What's your name and where you calling from? What's your name and where you calling from, bro? And how old are you?
I'm Shadi. I'm 28, and I live in Indiana.
All right, cool. Hit us with your question.
All right, so I mean, I come from accounting. Majored in school, worked in public, worked in industry, worked with multi-billion-dollar companies, and right now I'm making a good salary, roughly $150 a year, and I just started doing some fractional CFO work. It got me thinking, I could really hang my own shingle there and do fractional CFO work. Kind of trying to figure out if I should focus on a niche or, just how to take it, how to manage the time. I don't want to be a workhorse and charge hourly, like how to price myself. I'm really focusing on growth, profit, maintenance, cash flow projection, financial statement walkthroughs, forecasting, budgeting, all that stuff. And, the strategic stuff that helps the business I really enjoy. So just wondering what you think about that.
Are you in public now?
No, I'm not. I work for a manufacturing company as a division controller.
Okay, so you have a built-in expertise with cost accounting and manufacturing, right?
Yep. And the fractional CFO work I do is for a buy and sell business. We import product and sell it online.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, definitely, so it sounds like you got a niche in there, and I'm sure there's plenty of work you can do, especially with, small business manufacturing. You said you're in Indiana. I don't know how much industry there is in as far as that's concerned.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like the RV
I think,
capital,
because I think,
but
for what you're talking about, I know we live in an online world and, you could do Zoom and this, that, and the other, but I think from a standpoint, if you're going to get those types of clients, they're going to want to sit down with you face to face. They're going to want you to see their business. They're going to want to walk you through everything. They're going to want to tell you their story. They're going to, it's going to be more of a relationship thing. So I think if you're going to get businesses like that, yeah, I would start there. So
right, exactly.
I mean,
And the thing about that is you get involved in their personal life because, their business bleeds into their personal life. And, you got to understand, what are your personal goals? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? What does the business have to look like to get you there? And what steps are we taking to make sure that happens? So it really is like that. And the way I understand it is you either are pricing low on a lot of clients or you're pricing a premium amount on a few clients. I'm kind of leaning towards pricing premium on a few.
Yeah, I totally agree with you as far as that's concerned. Yeah, definitely. It sounds to me like you should probably, your wheelhouse is going to be manufacturing. There's going to be a ton of businesses around your area, I'm sure, that would meet that criteria. Maybe they got, a lot of these people, they don't hire the right person, and they get like maybe some, Sally, the bookkeeper, that's some glorified QuickBooks girl, and she's, trying to do everything and be everything, do all the purchase orders, do all the accounts payable, do all the receivable stuff. And then a lot of times the books are kind of a mess, and the cost accounting doesn't really give them accurate reporting on what they need based on what she's, doing in, her data entry stuff. And they need a little bit more sexier reports, to help them. That's where you would come in, so and I guess you got to kind of define the parameters for each, everybody's going to be different, but if you can focus in on, it's like, these are the deliverables I can give to you, and then, try not to be too much for them, where they're trying to get a full-time amount of value out of, someone that's just a fractional, type of person. So, I like it.
All right.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Yeah. And I do offer like the bookkeeping side, but I contract that stuff out to some local bookkeepers. I don't want to touch any of the That is
That's
not work
that's
I
not a
want to
lot
do.
of value add in that.
I'm not a CPA either. I didn't go the CPA route, and I'm not a tax. So I would, I strictly say, I'll have a tax person who I refer to and funnel business through, and he funnels business to me. But I don't. Would you say that's a make or break for some people where you have to be a CPA or a tax guy?
No, that's good. That's a good relationship because your tax guy is going to throw you a lot of work too when he comes. Because sometimes I get businesses that like, listen, I can't. You're asking me for stuff that's outside of the scope of what it is, and I'm provide to you. And if you want that, I can charge you for it. It's going to be expensive. But that's where somebody like you can come in and say, hey, I've got this client over here. I just want to stick to the tax planning and the tax strategy and tax prep work. Can you guys take over the accounting and then do the specialized reporting for them that they need and analysis? And that's where you guys can come in because we don't. I'm so busy with everything else. I don't have a lot of time to do all that stuff. And they don't. Sometimes a lot of these businesses are in a place where they can't afford somebody to pay 150, $150,000. But they do need that level of service. So yeah, definitely.
And I guess my last question is, being that I work a full-time 9 to 5 and I'm trying to get out of that, I just want freedom. I could make $100K and be happy owning my time than 150 working for someone else. My thing is, when do you go and just say, I'm done with this job and leave? Is it at a certain income level?
Yeah, you got to. So I did the same thing. So when I started out, I was working for a small boutique. I got headhunted from New York down here, and I winded up getting a chain of furniture stores, a chain of gas stations, and a chain of some fast food. And that was enough. Those clients I was billing them so much. I was kind of like a fractional CFO too when I started. I was billing them so much where I was able to replace my total income at the firm. And then I was able to say, okay, I don't need to do that. And then there was a couple of other things I had in the pipeline that I was working on. So definitely where you could replace your, the 150 that you're making right now. Once you get to that level and then you have some stuff in the pipeline where you're going to exceed that, then, and then you can devote, then it's time to work for yourself 100%.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate that. I also do like covered calls and cash secured puts on the side and trying to invest in real estate. So those are some other cash flow I'm trying to produce for myself.
Nice.
But, hey,
nice,
I really appreciate the advice.
Anytime.
Thanks for having me.
Good stuff, man.
Appreciate it.
All right. Who's up next?
6407, you're up. 6407, you're up.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Joshua. I'm 37. I'm from the horrible state of New Jersey, as you all know. So I'm calling, and my question's a little bit different from everybody else's here. I'm not as established as everybody. So recently, and this is for everybody here, Myron Fresh and Steve, I got my MBA in marketing. I also have my BA. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm unemployed. I have no experience. And honestly, I'm lost in what direction to even go in, because prior I was trying to get into the creative industry. But as you know, that's ruled by a certain group of people. And I decided that I needed to pivot. And right now, I really don't know where to go. And considering the credentials that I have, and considering every one of your expertise, what can I do? What should I do? What type of path should I figure out? And what can I do to turn the degrees that I have into something that's actually real? I want to be a financial foundation for my family now. And I'm going to be honest, I feel like a freaking loser. And that's the reason why I'm calling in today, to see if I can get some expert advice from you guys.
I think there's a huge need for social media marketing for small businesses in your area. I mean, being in Jersey, there's got to be a shitload of them. And if you could develop an expertise in doing that, you already have the marketing background. If you're good with people and you can put a package together to say, hey, whether it's a dentist or, a salon or a spa or some type of, retail outfit, business where, you look them up and their social media presence. I know there's a lot of people in that space, but if you can make a door-to-door, put some stuff together, that's a start. And there's a big need for that, I think, on a local level, though.
Yeah.
Where you can,
just out to Steve's point here as well. regarding experience, you say you don't have that. That's fine. But to Steve's point of helping businesses with social media, they're lacking. A lot of companies, they don't know how to market at all. It's old school.
Terrible.
It's basically like brick and mortar. They don't know how to market it as well. But if you can learn just more than them, and you don't have to know everything, just more than the company knows, you can sell them products and services to their benefit. So that's a really easy thing you can do from right now, like Steve said. And it's doable because you can do it online, digital footprint right there at your home. Not hard at all.
Yeah,
Well, that's actually pretty
ton
amazing.
of restaurants. Yeah.
Just one more thing as well. Use AI to your advantage. ChatGPT. Give me a 5-step plan to create services for small companies in Jersey. Boom. Just like that.
Just like that. And also, to add to that, there's a specific industry besides that I should look into that maybe is a little bit more easier to do that kind of work in, or does it matter?
No, I think it's social media marketing. So I think to a certain extent, you don't need it's a restaurant's a restaurant, a dentist, a dentist. You could look at some other you could copycat some other pages in other jurisdictions outside of here, that look good, that are doing well, and kind of, you don't need to recreate the wheel. They just need actual people to actually do it. So if you could develop a skill set doing it, to set up their Instagram, to keep their postings on there, the same thing with Facebook, same thing with TikTok. You could start to do, postings on a weekly basis to put a package together. There's plenty of resources out there. There's a need for that. There's so many business out there. And there's so many people. When you're running your own business, you don't have time to do all that shit.
Yeah.
I could use somebody to do that for my CPA practice, because we don't do it. Thank God I've been doing it long enough where we have a ton of referrals. We're not needing that, but I could see a lot of people that, a lot of owners, like, you have to develop your own expertise in doing that on yourself. You need somebody to do that. And if you could do it face to face, like on a local level, meet the people. Hey, I put this package, here's some of my work, here's some of my clients. You just start somewhere, knock on some doors, and the people will pay you for that.
Yep.
Okay, then. And also, just one last question before I let you guys go. Would you recommend getting a mentor in order to help, further my development? That way I know exactly what I'm doing.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody that's doing that too. You could talk to somebody that's doing that. Maybe you could help with them and just kind of learn the ropes, work for them to do that. I'm doing whatever it takes to learn it.
You could find a company or someone that's doing these services already. Look at their actual program, look at their website, what they offer, create your own based off of that. Hey, brother, I'd love to learn from you directly. Is there any way you could do coaching? I'll pay as well. And then see what they say. But again, you can look at the actual format, copy it to your own skills, and then, of course, like Steve said, branch out and give people advice that way.
Okay, then. Well, you know what, guys, thank you. I appreciate it. This is amazing. This is gold information. I appreciate it. And I also appreciate everything that you guys do. I've been watching you guys for a very, very long time, for years now. And you both, all of you, are doing God's work. And all I have to say is keep doing what you're doing. And I'll see you next time, okay, guys?
And
be
bro,
with God, all right?
Don't give up,
Take
man.
care.
We all have our down times, but you're still breathing, bro, so you can make it happen, for sure.
Best to you.
Yep.
Thank you. Y'all have a great night, all right?
All right. Who's next? And then Steve, let me know when you good on time.
I'm good. Yeah. Cool. So you just let me know. You got more questions?
I believe we do. Yeah. And guys, after hours, right? Coming up next. After hours, cool. Yep.
2648, you're up. 2648.
Hey, Fresh. Hey, Myron. Hey, Steve. I was just wondering, I'm set to inherit my great aunt's house eventually, and I was just wondering what sort of tips or like pitfalls you would recommend to avoid.
Ooh. What's the tax?
So you say you're set to inherit it. So is she sick, or what's the situation there?
She's just really old. She just turned 88 yesterday, actually, and I want to be prepared for when it happens.
Is she working with an attorney to do it?
I honestly don't know. I know that she's been meeting with people to update her will and stuff. I don't know all the details on her end.
Wait, but are you a part of the will, though?
Yeah, I'm going to be the main benefactor.
Okay.
So when it comes to the property, one of the nice things is that you could, it's called a step up in basis. What the heck does that mean? Step up in basis. Okay, what that means is she's giving you the house, right? Maybe she paid, who knows? I'm just going to come up with maybe she paid 50 grand for it and now it's worth 450. So now you're going to get it. What you want to do is you want to get with your CPA and tell them that you got this house, okay? And you're not getting her basis of what she bought it for at 50,000. You're getting what's called a step up in basis because now your basis where it's going to be whatever the value of it at the date of her passing. So it's going to be whatever let's say she God forbid she passed today or whatever, and it's going to be whatever the value of that house is today. It's going to be what your cost basis is going to be.
Wait a minute, caller.
Okay.
Is she sick or anything? Is she sick or is she like feeling like bad? Why do you think she can die at 88?
She's actually really healthy. She's still driving and everything.
Nigga, what if she lives to like 20 more years? What the heck? You plotting that early, nigga? Yo.
Yeah, her mom made it to 100, so she can go forever.
Oh, you're never gonna get that house.
Yeah, bro. What the? Yo, Steve, I'm like, hold on. If she's not sick or has something bad going on with her, she would live a long time, bro. So wait for the house is kind of
yeah, and that's what I ideally want. I just don't want my wife and I, because I know we're going to be responsible for like utilities, tax, and stuff as soon as the inheritance happens, and so I just want to be prepared.
If you took that house, what would you do with it? Would you rent it? Would you sell it?
Well, I listen to Myron a lot. Shout out OSS, and I'd probably rent it.
Okay, good. That's a good deal. Yeah, but just to make sure, when you start to rent it, and you need to depreciate it, you will tell your CPA, your accountant, say, "Hey, I inherited this house, and it's going to be whatever that cost basis is at the time that you took possession of it."
Okay. And then I was wondering, everyone on the panel, what their opinions were on like a property management company.
Oh, for sure, bro. Real quick though,
yeah.
So let me get this straight. She's pretty healthy. She's 88. But let me ask you this question: are you working a job right now? Are you working yourself?
Yeah, I'm an independent contractor for a local nonprofit here in Arizona.
Okay. Listen, bro. Just don't offer, bro. That's messed up. Wait till the
No,
right
I would
time.
never. I love her.
Okay, great. Just making sure. All right. Awesome. Go ahead. You have another question?
No, that was it. Just the inheritance and the property management companies.
Just remember what I tell you. Write this down. It's called step up in basis. Step up. It's called step up in basis.
I have CPA and step up written down.
Steve, what if you had like a trust to transfer the property to? Would that help or no? Like a trust?
Well, if it's gonna rent it, like we talked about, putting it in quit claim deed it into an LLC, a limited liability company.
Okay.
Because it's real estate, and in case you get sued or whatever, they can't come after your other assets. It stays only to the asset that's in that LLC, which would be just that property.
By the way, caller,
I have an LLC with an EIN already, but it's not really active.
Yeah, so if you have that, it's a potential possibility. You can just quit claim deed it over to that LLC, and follow wherever you're at. I don't know what jurisdiction you're in, but there's a way to do it. It's called a quit claim deed. You could do it with the county. Get the forms, pay the stamp fee or whatever it is, the filing fee for it, and do it.
All right.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Cool. All right, bro. Who's next?
We have 6505. You're up. 6505. 6505.
We can hear you.
Yeah, awesome. Hi, thanks for doing this. Hi, Steve. What's up?
We can't hear you, bro. You're coming in very low and distorted.
Yeah, 1 second, guys.
Were you calling from India?
From Australia.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, you guys can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. A little bit better.
Awesome. So I'm calling from Australia. So I'm Sri Lankan living in Australia, Sydney, right now. And so I'm currently working on an AI project, working on creating an AI system for real estate agencies.
Okay.
So just wondering, I was planning on opening up a LLC or an S-Corp in US as well, because it's more tech savvy and friendly with tech and everything in terms of hosting my cloud and servers and etc. Just wondering about the process for that as a foreigner, opening up the LLCs instead, and in terms of in the long term, if I'm to take out certain bank loans, etc. What's the process and what's the best path to go?
Yeah, so you could definitely do an LLC, but since it's just going to be a service company and you're developing something, you could also do just a straight S-Corp. So if you go onto my Instagram Linktree, I have a book in there. I can't remember. It's like $20 or something. I think I don't even know what the price is, to be honest with you. It's not much, but it walks you through, and I have it. It's for all 50 states, just so you know. You can go in there and it walks you through step by step. You could click on links. There's some YouTube video hyperlinks in there too to walk you through certain forms to fill out. But it walks you through. And I think I sold for you guys last year, I think around $5,000 worth of that book, and I think it was only like $17 or something at the time. So a lot of people got it, and they were able to do their LLC and S Corp and get their EIN number, file their S Corp election. It walks you through all of that. And I did it in a way it's like what were those books they used to do for dummies type of thing, you know?
Yeah, setting up an S Corp for dummies or something like that.
Yeah. So it's in there. It's called LLC to S Corp A to Z. You just hit my link, click in there, cash it. It's a PDF download. It's got all the links in there. It's got all the forms you need, and it walks you through. It's dummy proof.
All
right. Who's up next?
Yeah, I didn't know.
And it's Ken. What we Chris isn't here yet, but I think he's going to be here soon.
I didn't know there was Indians in Australia.
Well, there's a lot of them, bro.
Tech support.
Oh shit.
Yeah, bro. There's a lot, bro. There's Australia and the UK. These other Five Eyes countries, bro, have a lot of immigration, bro.
I was
a lot.
Where's he calling from? India?
Like here, we got Hispanics. These other places got like Asians and
Indians.
Yeah.
Come again.
Yeah. All right. And guys, as you guys know, we're going to do Fresh Fit After Hours after this. As you guys know, it's only going to be on Rumble and Kick only. We no longer stream.
On YouTube.
This channel is basically turned into a financial channel. I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you guys.
Yep.
This channel is basically a financial channel now. We understand that we've given you guys a lot of value. You know, every time you guys come up to us and say, yo, you help me, whatever, 9 out of 10 times it's either with a woman or with finances.
Yep.
So this channel is going to continue to pump out financial content for you guys on YouTube. You guys are getting shorts, I think. Brett is dropping 1 or 2 shorts a day or clips.
Yeah.
And then obviously you guys are going to get at least 1 live stream a week, or if not 2 live streams on Friday, assuming we don't have a guest or we're not doing something special like that. So I think right now for this Friday, we're probably slated for a another call-in show with finances.
Yep.
And we'll try to get Steve on as many of these as possible, guys, so that we can help you guys from many different angles.
And we'll bring in guests as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this channel is basically going to be a financial channel, guys, on YouTube at least. I mean, obviously on Rumble and Kick, we're still going to do what we do, but on YouTube, only Money Mondays and clips and change.
But also,
clips.
it's a storm brewing with the financial system right now. So getting money on point is key to survive what's coming next. So this is very important.
Yeah.
So if you enjoy the content, guys, the dating stuff and the after hours and all that other stuff, it's still going to happen. You just got to go to Rumble or Kick.
Yep.
And I think between those 2 platforms, Kick isn't banned anywhere in the world, right?
Not that more. It's using Amazon servers, so.
Yeah, I think Kick, you're fine no matter what. I know for some of you guys, Rumble is banned in Brazil, Russia, China,
France.
aka France, authoritarian countries that don't believe in free speech. But if you're having problems with that, watch on Kick, and you guys will still have access to us.
So I was in Paris, right? And I met a business guy that's very successful. And I was like, yeah, we stream on Rumble on YouTube. He said, Rumble? He heard that the media banned Rumble because they're pushing against the agenda. So they purposely banned Rumble because they were exposing.
Yeah, but they had, I forget who it was, they had like a French political podcaster that the French government wanted banned, and Rumble said no, and they just turned the service off in the country instead.
Yeah.
So Rumble really does stand by free speech, bro. So
cooked.
You know what I mean?
And they support their creators.
Yes, they support their creators, bro, for real. So, but yeah, guys, nothing changes. Just after hours though, and the dating shows, everything else like that, completely Rumble and Kick only, guys. Kick.com/freshandfit, Rumble.com/freshandfit. Kick is only banned in Turkey? Okay. Cool. So if you're in Turkey, watch Rumble. But Mo just did a quick little check for us. Thank you, Mo.
0667, you're up. 0667.
What's going on, Myron?
What's
long story short, I'm a Navy veteran. I served from 2018 to 2023, and I'm leaning into starting. I already have starting a jewelry business based out of Maryland here. And I'm just wondering if I can get any insight as to what benefits veterans may have in the aspects of small business versus like normal civilians.
Steve, are there? I'm sure there's probably loans out there specifically for veterans to start a business, right? Or he can use like maybe Navy Credit Union. Credit union tends to give good loans. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, and I believe, don't quote me on that, but I believe there might be some special programs for like through the SBA where you get some preferential treatment.
Is there a particular reason why you want to do jewelry, though? Is it like something that you're interested in and you know a lot about?
I've been interested in it for a while. I got out after 4 deployments overseas, and I just started noticing more people, whether it be like rappers or people that just want to be into jewelry, whether they're investing in gold or silver, etc. There's a lot of the crowd is switching towards DVD diamonds or lab diamonds or even moissanite to cut the cost and still get the same look.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was just curious why you wanted to open a jewelry business in general. You know, if you're interested in it and you want to do it, then totally cool. I just wanted to make sure like you weren't doing it because like, oh, I want to do it just to make as much money as possible. Because I think there's other endeavors that you can probably use if your goal is making money. But if you're actually interested in it and it intrigues you, then yeah, bro, chase your dreams. Absolutely do it. Fresh, what's your thoughts? I mean, you're in the jewelry world.
Well, my friend, you competed with years of actual diamond acquisition, years of actual family lineage. So
competitive market.
If you want to fight,
give it to him raw, bro. Give it to it raw. Tell him what it is.
So I get your point again, moissanite and other means of getting diamonds. But remember, at this point, they had been established a long time ago. These companies. And it's like family, like lineage.
You know what? Now that I think about it, bro, when you go to jewelers, you're going to people that are established 9 out of 10 times. You're not going to new people. Jewelry business is always handed down.
So you'd have to have a heavy presence on social media, like heavy. But again, Tracks, NYC, White Carrot, all these people have been there for years. Father, grandfather.
Yeah.
So you compete against lineage, not just like companies that sell
the jeweler
jewelry.
that you know now, 9 out of 10 times, he got that handed to him from his father. You're right.
Yep. So get ready for that.
Okay.
So basically,
I've been told it's a
hold on,
very
hold on.
The word itself, brother.
Listen, bro.
The word itself, jewelry. The first 3 letters. Understand what we compete against.
Well, not only that, the other thing I want to say also when it comes to the jewelry game that I was just thinking about now is it seems to me like if you don't have a family lineage, the only way you're going to offset is you need to have a huge social media presence.
Got to.
So I would say, bro, build up your social media presence. If you could build it up, then maybe it might be an endeavor to go into. But we don't want you, starting a jewelry business, spending $100,000 just to procure some inventory, and then next thing you know, you can't sell it because you don't have the advertising or you can't beat out K Jewelers or Trax NYC or any of these other guys.
Yeah, Trax actually did this from the ground up. He was very smart. Now, you can't do this anymore. What he would do is he would go to every single store, take a picture of the items, and put it up for sale. He'd put a markup on it and go buy the item after it was sold, pretty much to get a deposit, go buy the item, and then sell them at a profit. He did that for a number of years, and he amassed a lot of money, bro. And he found out social media boosts. And remember, guys, nowadays, selling items online isn't that hard. If people like you as an individual and they see you post content consistently, you become an authority in the space. At that point, they trust you and they go buy from you.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So, bro, there you go, right there. Basically, what we're saying is it's risky, and unless you got a big social media presence, it's going to be difficult. But you can build that social media presence, and what you're up against is you're going to be up against family lineage and experience, and tried and true business models that have lasted a long time. So build up that social media profile so that you can circumvent that.
It is a relationship-based business, and it's been multiple amount of years of building that relationship.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. So I want to get into it myself, but nah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you got a platform. You could actually do it if you wanted, and you don't even want to do it.
I work with my boy. Remember, he's doing the
you could get into it easily if you wanted.
Yeah. But
all right. Well, bro, we're not trying to talk you off the ledge or anything like that, but we're just being very real with you and honest. Is like we want you to win.
No, you're good. I appreciate the input, bro. That's why I called, bro. I appreciate
there you go.
Taking your time and everything.
No worries, man. No worries. Just things to keep in mind. How many more people we got on the line?
Mo?
Well, Chris didn't walk in yet, so.
Okay, we got a lot more.
Yeah, we got a lot more, but
we'll do 2 more.
Yeah, we'll do 2 or 3 more. Yeah, because Chris
Steve,
isn't
is that
here
cool?
yet.
Is that cool, Steve?
Yeah, you're fine. You're good.
Yo,
I'm just laughing at the Chaz, like this one guy. You're talking about the jewellery. He's like, yeah, you guys are crazy. Gonna have to do free giveaways and get circumcised as well.
To compete.
Oh
All
my
right,
God,
who's
I
up
don't know how you
next?
guys deal with this.
5887.
All
You
right.
are up. 5887.
Yep.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
What's up?
Hey, so yeah, thanks for the opportunity. So Steve, just had a question about I recently filed. I changed from an LLC to an S-Corp, and for 2024, I'm in a almost 100% commission sales job. So there's very, very little overhead. I'm contracted by a company. Almost all the revenue comes from them. So I structured it as an S-Corp to try to save from what I would pay if I was going to pay taxes as an LLC. Although, since I have little overhead, I'm looking at my net income, and it's, super high. Right now, it's 190K for the year, but I've only made about 40K in true expenses for the business. Everything else has just been owner distributions, and I'm a little bit concerned, because most of it's just transferring to personal accounts and owner draws and stuff. If I'm really going to be paying a lot in taxes, or if there's any way to get, I don't really own a lot of assets.
So you're gonna have about $150,000 profit. You said you got 40. You're at 190, 40, 150 profit, ordinary income. You're gonna have some issues on that S corp because you didn't pay yourself a salary. So the IRS, because of Medicare and Social Security, particularly Social Security, is going bankrupt or is bankrupt. They're going to start to come after S corp owners that are not paying themselves a paycheck and paying some Social Security and Medicare. So that's one issue. There's a way around that. The other issue is there are some advantages that you could take, but I don't know the nature of how you conduct your business. So, do you do it online? Are you getting in your car? Are you traveling? Are you, using your home office? Things of that nature, where you could take advantage of some of these. It sounds to me like you should do a consult with me, at least a 30-minute consult. If you want to, I would just book it. I'm telling you right now, I could probably save you about 15, 20 grand in taxes just based on everything you just told me.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah, just get into my Instagram and book it. I think it's one of the links, and just get it and book it, and I'll get an email.
Do the consult, guys.
We'll set up a Zoom.
This shouldn't even be this is a no-brainer. Steve has been our accountant for literally 4 or 5 years now at this point. He saved me hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Before we buy a property, we buy a car, we call him, hey, Steve, what should we do?
We call him before every financial decision.
Yeah.
Like everybody that we bring on the show a lot of times, guys, is someone that's, especially with the financial stuff, is someone we either know or someone we work with.
Yeah.
So, do the consult, bro. He's giving you a discount while he's running it for $200-300 for 30 minutes or so, $500 for an hour, 100% worth it to save thousands. So jump in there and
I'll
get
you set up based on everything you're telling me. You're headed in the right direction, so that's good. But there's a few things that it's going to be beyond the scope of this, call right now. But
and you probably need to go into details that you don't want to put out in front of thousands of people.
Yeah.
So. Fine, no worries. All right, we'll take one more call, guys, and then we'll close out here.
All right,
because we got to get ready for the next show.
Mm-hmm. Is there any? Okay.
Go ahead, caller. Who's up next?
There you are. 0921. You're up. 0921.
0921. You're on the air.
What's up, fellas?
What's your name and where you calling in from?
I have a question. Alabama.
Okay, how old are you?
Birmingham. Yeah. 35.
Okay.
Yeah. Foreign Income Exclusion Act. So what? This is to Steve. Do the only W-2 jobs account for that particular tax exclusion, or can you have a LLC or S-Corp? Or tell me a little bit about that.
So you're working overseas?
No, I will be moving next year. So I'm just trying to get everything in order. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to be where and what country are you going to?
Not sure yet. but it may be looking at Kenya.
Kenya. Okay. Do you know what so I mean, I don't know what the tax laws are in Kenya. Do you get taxed in Kenya? Have you looked into the Kenya tax laws where you're going to be at?
No, and I won't be doing business over there. I'll be earning U.S. dollars.
So you're working for a company, it's a U.S. based company?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a U.S. based company. So how much are you going to be making?
Around the 100,000 mark.
Yeah, so you're going to be well below the exclusion amount. Yeah, so you should be able to. Yeah, so what happens is the U.S. taxes you on your worldwide income. So it doesn't matter where you're at in the U.S. as long as if you're a U.S. citizen. And then if you go to Kenya, if Kenya takes taxes out of that check and you pay to the local, jurisdiction there or the country, and you file whatever form they need you to file, if that exists there in Kenya, I don't know because I don't know the Kenya tax laws. But if they do, then you get what's called a foreign tax credit on your U.S. based income tax return.
Okay, I was asking because my CPA told me that certain LLCs or jobs didn't work with that.
All right, so caller, let me be real blunt with you, bro. You're obviously withholding information for privacy reasons, which is fine. I understand you're on a phone call with thousands of people watching and you're reluctant to answer some of these questions. But understand that for Steve to give you the best answer, he needs to know, is it with the U.S. government? Is it with a private company that's based in Kenya but is a U.S.-based company? All of this stuff is very important so that he can give you the best advice. And obviously, if you want to do a consult, you're welcome to do that too. But understand, for him to properly answer your question, there's going to be a drastic difference of you, let's say, being there in Kenya on government business, earning U.S. dollars, versus maybe working for a private company that might be based in Kenya. You might be subject to certain tax laws there that you might not be subject to as a government employee. Does that make sense? So this is why Steve is asking these questions.
Yeah, and then there's also going to be like a residency test. Are you going to be, so there's a bona fide, it's called bona fide residency test or whatever. And so you'll have to answer those questions.
And obviously, answer whatever you want. I understand that you might not want everyone to know this, and I'm very sensitive to that. But just understand, if you want to get the most accurate information based on your situation, he needs to know these facts. They're very pertinent to the answer he gives you.
So you're going to be a resident there, I'm assuming, right, for pretty much the whole year?
Yes, and I just have a small business here. And then I just had a question about me just, if I'm starting a business. Let's say, for instance, if I'm doing consulting or whatnot. So there's something small. I'm just wondering, would that work for that with the Foreign Income Exclusion Act? That's all.
Yeah. So basically, it's, like I said, they tax you on your worldwide income. So I don't know what the specific tax law is in Kenya. So if you have to pay to the jurisdiction in Kenya, you're going to get a tax credit for it. But if it's going to be one of the situations where you're a bona fide resident of that country and then you're not of the States, and it's that situation, you have to go through the test of the 253 days.
Is it with the government, bro, or no?
No.
It's not with the government?
Small business.
Okay.
I just have a small regular business. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries, man. I suggest, dude, if you want more, clear stuff, hit up Steve and you can go deeper into detail, bro.
Yeah, I can walk you through that if that's something that you're really interested in doing.
I would suggest
like the previous caller. We could talk and get into the specifics of that privately.
Yeah, dude. I suggest you definitely do the consult with him because you might be withholding a piece of information right now that takes everything and changes everything.
Correct.
You get what I'm saying? It's very important that you and I know this because when I used to work for the government and guys would go international, they weren't subject to certain state laws because they were there as a government official, right? Or other countries' tax laws or whatever. So you being there, if are you a resident? Are you a U.S. citizen only? What kind of business are you running? Are you running a business where that country might give you a break and not tax you? All of these things need to be accounted for, bro. So I suggest you do the consult with Steve and get your questions answered properly.
Yep.
Versus withholding information on this stream and then moving with the wrong information based off what you think you know. Given your situation. I totally understand that you want to keep things private, which I respect. But I just want you to get the best info that you can based on what's actually happening in your situation.
All right. Appreciate it. Y'all have a great night.
No worries, man.
Thank you. You
All
too.
right, cool.
We'll go on forever.
Awesome. Cool. So, guys, we're going to end the stream there.
Yep.
We got to set up for the next show. Steve, thanks so much for coming on, bro. I think we might have you on Friday.
We should do a Zoom call as well for the guys.
Yeah, well, let me know, because I mean, you guys are just down the road a couple hours, so I mean, if I love coming to Brickell anyway. So
yeah, bro, just come down whenever you want, man.
Nice
come
getaway.
down. You know we do it every Monday, bro. Come whatever Monday you want.
So you let me know. Yeah, definitely.
All right,
I
cool.
appreciate it.
So, guys, I think we'll be back and do another one of these on Friday. A call-in show answering questions. The first half will be financial as usual. Then we'll move over to Rumble and make it dating. That's how we'll kind of do it. But, yeah, basically, guys, we've converted this channel to a financial channel on YouTube. We're going to do After Hours, Kick and Rumble. So make sure to be subscribed or follow us on Kick and Rumble. We'll be back at about 11 o'clock for the After Hours. Love you guys.
Peace.
We'll see you. Peace.